to hear, and I was kind of I was just um, going back home and walk. I think I was in bike, driving the bike, and just hearing, and just felt so happy, and it's impressive how how many new thoughts and inspirations and insights are coming, and I just felt happy to hear what I mean what the conversation brought at that very moment. So many insights, inspiring words coming from you, uh, and I, I I was just feeling good about this and amazed actually. Uh, if I can express myself, it's like how could after uh, many conversations still are so refreshing words, uh, you know, being said, and this is just beautiful. So just wanted to thank you, Eti, because
Thank you.
uh, it was inspiring, and many things in this Rosh Hashanah, Habakkuk, the words from Habakkuk and Isaac. Uh, the, uh, I mean, everything that have been said in these last sessions was so inspiring.
Thank you, Felipe. Thank you so much. And Shana Tova, everyone. Good morning, Rodrigo. Good morning, Jill. We're so happy to see you. Rodrigo, if you have any question or Jill that you would like to ask by voice or by text, feel free to ask whatever comes to you. Yes, feel free. Yesterday there was Felipe. I mean, like 2 days of like sabbatical, like Sunday after Sunday or Saturday after Saturday. It's like how do you say Christmas is like 48 hours. And yesterday evening there was a dance on the promenade next to the shore, and this is something we have never seen before, because usually once in a week there is a dance, like public dance in the evening. There is like how do you say a choreographer, and he comes with his music and he speaks to the public while they're hearing certain kinds of music, and there are different dances for different kind of songs, and all kinds of folk dancing from all over the world. So usually once a week there is a great how do you say field. There is a great grass. There is a great promenade. There is a space there in between the grass, like beautiful space to dance on, dance floor. Like not it's not from stone or something to dance. Yeah, and usually every Wednesday there's a dance, and also the few cycles. But what we saw yesterday, this was something that unconceivable. It's just not even in the Independence Day people dance like this. It was like people stream from all over the place, and it was like I think it was 8 or so, and just I don't know, innumerous. You cannot count the people. It's just dancing and dancing and dancing and dancing and dancing and dancing. It was just amazing. Never seen it before. Never such a dance before. It was like, and the choreographer said to the microphone, he said, "Hey, you haven't danced for 2 days, meaning for 48 hours because of Rosh Hashanah. You haven't. You're a bit cracky, yes, rusty. You haven't danced, and it's just amazing, 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 beautiful." And the first train came during the night in the first hours of the morning. It's like a different land. There's a different scenery, a different theater. Suddenly, the whole Carmel Mountain was covered with clouds, like blankets of clouds. You could not see the mountain tops. You could not see the settlements, the neighborhood, the university on top. Nothing. How do you say? The clouds were hovering over the mountain. It was not revealed. The mountain went to sleep under the winter blanket. What great sense of renewal. It's just great. Not to see for one moment the sun is great. I cannot explain it after such a summer. So it's great happiness. So we are in the 7th month. This is the month of Tishrei. And within this month, even if people are trying to go straight or run the business as usual, it doesn't go. If you can imagine, usually they have this sports, stadium, and if you see in front of your eyes the ways the stadium is built, and there is a place there for runner, for 400 meters runner, 800 meters. So it is built in elliptic way. Can you see this image, the stadium in which people are running 400 meters, 800 meters, this elliptic course of running? Do you see this in front of your eyes? Yes. So the easy parts for the runner, what is the easy part for the runner to run in? To run in straight. The straight line, it's a sprint. Yes, you just sprint, you run the straight course. But the tricky part is for the runners, whether it's for 400 or 800 meters, what is the tricky part? The curve of the elliptic. You want to run straight, but you have to run in the curve, and it changes your speed. Therefore, also for the runners, when they start running, there's like different spaces between them. I'm not going to go into the sports so much. This is just to emphasize or to give illustration what Rosh Hashanah is or the holidays of Tishrei are. Because all year long, people can run with the software. Week by week. Sometimes you have Sunday rest or so. You can run the business. You can, in brackets, run the business, run your life, whatever. You can run, go. And suddenly comes this season of Chagei Tishrei or Tishrei holidays, and this is the curve of the stadium. Even if you want, you cannot go straight. You cannot run straight. It's not rational. Yes, straight is like rational. And you cannot run. Why do I say this? Because there was 48 hours in which everything was closed, like holiday, and now it's Thursday. But since there was hard rest, the brain tells you if it's after rest, it's a Sunday here in Israel or Monday abroad, but it's not. It's Thursday. This is the cognitive. Yes, this is quite interesting. So it's like Thursday. So tomorrow is Friday and there's another Shabbat and another weekend, and you have to roll up the tension or to organize, yes, before there's like weekend or Shabbat. And immediately after, 3 days after, there's days of atonement. So you cannot run straight. Suddenly there's holidays and there's a change in the plan. So I call it stand and sit, stand and sit, stand. You cannot run. And even people have tremendous plans for business, for innovation, for whatever. It's just what is happening is just always interfere. Or I would say, how does the verb in English, it doesn't come to me, but it will come. Whatever you want to do, or you think you want to do, or you wish to do, whatever it is just reality, or the being state is so different that it just cuts into it. It does not exist what you want, what I want, because we don't have a free will. So it just crosses it every time. And today is Thursday, tomorrow is Friday, and there's a flip again, because if you rested hard, Yes, the cognition says if you rested hard, you have like energy to run 1 week straight, and say no. Thursday, Friday is half a day here in Israel, and then start the Shabbat. And it's like, this is how it is. You stand, you sit, you stand, you sit, you cannot run. So, and a few days after Yom Kippur, 3 or 4, there's 7 days of building the sukkah from not doing anything in the Day of Atonement, doing nothing. Some people, depends on the mood, on the ability, don't drink, don't eat, don't do. And suddenly when everything ends at the sunset, with the appearance of 3 stars, suddenly from zero to hero, people are just building the sukkah. And this is like from non-doing, from nothing, and suddenly you build a city. I call it Kivitas Day, this temporary dwelling. Yes, the sukkah is like, how do you say, is symbolizing our life in the body. Yes, the body is a finite and appears in times and space. Also, the sukkah appears. Yes, it's a body. It has the structures for walls and so, and a ceiling. Appears in times and space, but it's temporal. So, good afternoon, Abigail. Very, very happy to see you here. So, we sit in the Sukkah 7 days. This is a parable. Sitting in the Sukkah for 7 days is like spirit dwells in the body for such and such years. It's very temporal, so don't take it seriously. Once you take the wall of the Sukkah, the gazebo, there is no like frame, and just everything is open again. So, and this is all of this is happening in this month or in these few weeks, and it's a great exercise. Many people left on last Thursday. There was like a great pressure on the airport. People just want to go out, don't want to experience this. So they take vacation abroad. It's too much. But it's amazing because it's just to show to show us that we are not the landlords here. Any questions? So what happens and why there's a day of atonement? Why is there such a day? What is happening? Is it just people? Good evening, Yanis. We are very happy to see you here. People usually relate to it as to a religious day also. It is basically a connection between 2 years. It is a connection, a unit, a stitch between two calendars or between two concepts. Usually there's a counting only the solar year. Yes, in the West, in the Christian world. This is interesting to those who listen to the Trump speech in the UN. So there is a counting or calculating the solar year, which has 365 days. January, February, and so 12 months. Each one of them contains 30 to 31. February, once in 4 years, gets 29, but usually it's 28. But this is the solar year. All the time is 365, more or less. This is one counting or one relation to time. And there is another extreme relation. This is extreme, I would say. And the other extreme way is to look only at the lunar year, which has 355 days. This is 10 days less than the solar year, 10 days less. And if we look only at the lunar year, which has less 10 days, after a few years in this counting, there will be a lack, a hole in time, a time hole. Yes, because the solar counts 365, the lunar counts 355, it's 10 days less. After 3 years, there's a less 30 days. In 6 years, there are 2 months whole. Yes, in 9 years, there's one season whole in time. It's quite dangerous. And there is the system which combines both the solar and the lunar in such a calendar, which is, it is here in this space. If you want to look at it, it's away. So what does it do? It says, yes, from Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah, there are 12 months. This is a lunar year. 355 days. True. But from Rosh Hashanah to Day of Atonement, there are 10 days. And those 10 days are not in a way standing for themselves or only belonging to the next year. Those days are a bridge between the lunar year, which is 355. So those 10 days, 10 plus 355 is 365. So we count one lunar year from Rosh Hashanah to Rosh Hashanah, September to September, if you want to look at it, Tishrei to Tishrei. Yes, this is from Aleph Tishrei, first of Tishrei to the next Tishrei. This is 355, and the next 10 days. Yes, from Aleph Tishrei, first of Tishrei until 10th of Tishrei, the Day of Atonement, and then that 10. So 355 plus 10, and this is 365. And then you have integrative calendar. And this counting of time is quite interesting because it creates a course of a seashell. A course of a seashell. Like the structure, yes, of the human ear. Yes, it's like infinite because it's not just a circle that close from Aleph Tishrei to Aleph Tishrei and then first of Tishrei to first of Tishrei, and there's a circle, it's closed. It's continuing 10 days and then there is a connection between the years. And in this way, relating to time, it doesn't separate the two, but it's one system. And this is quite interesting because it is happening here. So it's not that it's only solar and or only lunar, because after, if you count only the lunar calendar, after a few years you have a hole in time and there's completely disconnection. And here there is integrative calendar that relates to the solar cycle, to the lunar cycle, and looks at them in a holistic way. Did we understood part of it? Does it make any sense? So there is not, in a way, like counting from 1st of January to the next 1st of January. There's always a continuation. It never stops. It's like a snail. It's like a spring. The time is a spring. Yes? It's not that rigid. It's not finite. In this way, to look at the calendar, it's not finite. So there is a sense of the time being here a spring. It's very bouncy. And the Day of Atonement is the day that stands outside of space and time. This is the 365th day. 364 is a course of 7. Yes, there are usually 52 weeks per year, and there's additional one. And this is the Day of Atonement, stands beyond space and time. There's only being. This is what the Day of Atonement means, is being. That we can see that we are not the doers, we are not the makers. The body is only temporal temple. And this is a great lens to see life. There is no forgiver. There is no God in the sense of a noun, creator, a noun that sits somewhere on Mars, on Venus, yes, on Neptune, and judges people or give pardon people with mercy. There isn't. This is not the concept at all. To see that we are not of time. This is the day in which people usually contemplate, to see that we are not of time. But whatever happens is the opposite. People are taking it literally and creates a mess. Questions? Any question about whatever comes to you? Yanis, Jill, Felipe, Rodrigo, Abigail, whatever comes to you. The struggles that people usually have, or we have, is that the thought that we have, that the frame of which we are living is in space and time. Yes, Jill, what does it feel like time has sped up? What does it feel like time has sped up? You don't take it seriously, the events of time. If I understood well the question. The relation to life here is very different. I guess from the 2 last years, is the relation to life is very, very different. There's not so much of obtaining, attaining, holding. It's just living in the moment and appreciating life in the moment. Don't take it. People do not take it seriously. Fast. You feel that too? Now when you say this, yes, of course, it's like 5.5 years since the corona started, and it's hard to say. Yes, yes, yes. You feel this too. Yes, it's amazing. What, in a way, helps to the sense of rapid time, how you call it, or time is moving fast, is to see that we are not the doers. When we are the doers, there's a lot of friction. But the more the perspective, in a way, moves back, so there's like space that you could see that this theater or this movie, which is happening, Yes. Each one participates in his role, in her role. The birds, the bees. Yesterday, it was something. There are shallow waters next to Haifa Bay from the south part of Haifa Bay. There's a part of shallow water, very, very shallow water with a bit of rocks. And yesterday, a shark lost his powers to swim, lost his way. It was like a teenager's shark, not really adult, teenager, something like that. The shark lost his way in the shallow waters and he caught between the rocks. If someone walks there barefoot, so he can see that there is like shallow water with little rocky floor, so for human you can navigate. But it was so shallow, and the rocks were so like fence of thorns, and the shark got entangled in this rocky low water area. And people made a video because they were there in the water and they noticed that the shark lost his way and just heading the shore and ran into these rocks. And he was so exhausted that he lost his navigation system. Like like human, when he's so tired, he doesn't know left and right, where's the shore, where's the sea. When someone is so exhausted, doesn't know where to go, what to do. So the shark was so exhausted and he was like with his fins like beating the little rocks, the shallow water, and people just had mercy for him. I don't know how people can do it, but with the bare hands, and there was a camera, they shared it. They held the fins of the shark with bare hands, no equipment, held the fin, and it's heavy. And he just also was struggling because he thought it's against him. And they held the shark in his fins and he was refusing like to curve itself. He continues to struggle to go for the shore, though it was not his direction. At some point, somebody pulled him 1 meter to the water. Another man came and swung the fins, and with the support of other men and their advice, finally he had this sense that he is secured, and he made his way back to the sea. This happened yesterday. Here at Haifa, south shores of Haifa. People held the shark in their hands, helping him to go back to the sea. Also, a shark has a role. But it is beautiful to see that we are not the characters which are seen in this movie. What happens that a lot of suffering comes when we believe, yes, to take this figurine, which is active in the world, as our true nature. This is just a figurine. If we were actors, that a studio would hire us for a play, for a movie, each one of us would get a part in the movie and would get his lines or her lines to say, a certain dressing, a certain appearance, with certain people in different conversation. And this is how the movie was going. Each one would say his lines or her lines, appear in his or her appearance with what is happening. And if we would play in this movie, after the director says cut, we go to rest, refresh, drink something, and laugh with each other, because there is a notion that this is the act, which is happening in front of the camera, and this is off camera, and people can laugh about themselves playing cannot memorize the lines, falling instead of running, running instead of falling, and so yes, it's the same. It's the same. We just take this title called My Life too seriously because there isn't my life. There isn't any. There's only life. What the brain does with the language is referring to certain space and time unit as my life or my story or my biography or my filmography and so my. But there isn't. Could you say that there is a difference between the team of fishermen that helped the shark to return to the sea? There was no separation. They felt like he was their buddy, and their body was mistaken and was exhausted. So they held their body. Yes. After seeing the movie Jaws, yes, have you seen the movie about the sharks? I've seen it lately. So who would say or who would relate to a shark as a friendly buddy? Who? And yesterday you could see that they felt that this shark was lost and they helped him navigate his way again back to the sea where he belongs, where it belongs. There was no separation. But what brings the struggle, the suffering is the story of us being as separated entities. Yes, with the ability to choose or free choice, all those terms are coming together, cause people a lot of suffering. Recognizing that we don't have a free choice, whether we can prove it or not, it does not matter. Whatever happens, happens in the moment as a divine will, as a cosmic law. And this is release it. Don't try to hold the moment. Yes? Don't try to hold something which does not exist. Yes? Does not exist. This also, in terms of nature, there is something that never have seen here before. Usually, there in the deep point of summer, there is a flower that comes solarly. It comes as it's onion plant. It comes very how do you say, vertical from the ground. The plant can reach 3 or 4 meters high with the button flowers of white. And it comes when it's very, very hot, unbearably hot, and it's a mark of this when to say this is the top summer, and from on the fire will cease, and soon the next season is coming. What had happened or is happening this year is something remarkable that has never been documented, that the whole country, in every road, in every field, in every garden, in every shore, in every ruins of archaeological spaces, there this flower appears, and people are shooting. I mean, they're filming it and share it, and those who are from the botanical squad or their special, no, there is no documentation to what is happening this year in terms of the appearance of this unique flower called chatzav. Chatzav, it just digs its root as an onion deep in the ground and then sends a pillar of 4 meters high up. So there's also something which people cannot say through the whole 100, 150, 100 years of documentations of botanics here, or even before, there is not such a blooming in quantities of thousands everywhere. It's like the earth speaks, nature speaks. through the flowers. It's an expression, and you can't ignore it. Just you cannot ignore it. So whatever happens in the news, and this is the second year of a war here with many, many frontiers, the nature speaks. And this is, it touches the heart without saying. The silent standing of the flowers, they are 3 or 4 meters long. They're just standing, and when the wind comes, they're moving in the wind like candle in the wind. Yes, yes. 1 second. Yes, it also appears also in Greece, in the area. 1 second. Let's say this is, yes, Chatzav. Chatzav, this is it. This is it. It's onion plant. And something like this never be seen, never been documented. In people never seen such a thing. It's like the soul dresses itself in the dressing, in the gown of these flowers in 10,000, 100,000. They counted on only one field, 100,000 in one field. Imagine what happens if you take the shores of the country, the gardens, and it grew everywhere, in the mountains, in public gardens, in kindergarten children spaces, along the shore, next to ruins, all over the place. It's just this flower speaks like the soul, just standing vertical and says what it says, or sings what it sings, and it's amazing. Today we saw a green bird, a parakeet. Its name is Drara. Yes, a green parakeet. It came, I believe, from India. It lives here in the area. It found a place to, it's a good spot for the bird. So he was picking on a palm. Yes, and he was flying next to a date, to a palm tree, fly high, picking a fruit, eating from the sweet fruit, and make this sound when he moves, when he flies, and then it's, Dra is here. And great. It's also the seasons of wandering birds. And through this area called Israel, many, many birds are immigrating from Europe to Africa, and they park here. They park next to sources of waters, lake, to fuel, to rest, to drink, because they have still a very, very long way to fly to Africa and to cross the Sahara. Yes, to cross the Sahara. Sahara for us, Hebrew or English speakers, is a name, but in Arabic it means basically desert. Sahara, it basically means desert, the desert. So they still have a long way to go, and they're parking here for a while, and then they will move and fly to Africa. There is no government in the world that does this follow-up of immigration. There is no, how do you say, immigration, how do you say, quantities, counting. They don't need passports. The birds are just flying here, flamingo, storks, crane, millions of birds or masters of wing, and they usually cross their ways at night when everybody's sleeping, and they just move. They cross Israel on their way to Africa. So they fly along the shoreline, and they rest whenever they find a sweet water pond or fields with grain they can eat, whatever they can take. And also the farmers or the people of the place are granting, they put in intention grains and all kinds of food for them to rest and to heal, that they could continue to the next continent. So people take the time now of those holidays. People are going to the places where the birds are stopping to rest. So they go to see them flying and resting and take pictures of the birds and of the nature. And it is very exciting because, specifically this year, because last year, and Felipe here is witnessing to the quantities of songs that happened this year, and last year parallel this time. Last year we did not experience the season at all because there was constant bombing from Lebanon. There were missiles coming every few moments. So we were at home bunkered until December or so. So the season from September, the autumn, which is very beautiful, finally there's a rest from the sun. The the trees are changing the colors. There's different kinds of birds. And this season was not, we were in bunker, so we did not experience, there was no sense of the season. There was like harsh summer, and suddenly it was December, and it was like Christmas, and there was no season, and in the season only bombings. And luckily we had a few songs really put together. And specifically on the background of not having a season last year at all, this season is really impressive. From the flowers, from the birds, from the fact that the rain came. Really, when Rosh Hashanah over, suddenly there's a rain, and there's like, it's the heart. You feel it in the heart, that from the birds and the plants and the flowers and the rain, you feel this communication. It is speechless. The communication is speechless. And it's great to share it with you. I'm so glad that we can sit here and there is no alert and there is no buzz, whatever, and we don't need to tell you we're closing the microphone. We have to flee to the bunker or to the security room and ask, can you hear us again? And we're fine. And so thank God, Infinite, we are here alive with you. And this is a great moment to share. It is a great moment to share. And you're welcome to come here. It's not in the, let's say, in the media, there's all kinds of rumors about the place, and it's like all kinds of shenanigans happened. But it's a very beautiful place. And you are invited to come here to visit whenever you like, in which season that supports your heart. It is a beautiful place. The cats are coming, the cats are living here. People are feeding them, whether if you go to an open bay area, people are just walking with their rucksacks. Yes. Thank you, Felipe. People are walking with rucksacks and distributing from the heart. Nobody, there is no organization financing that. People are going with rucksacks and distributing food. We saw this morning in the bay, people live next to the shop, like every 30-40 centimeters, a plate spot for the cats. Waters, sometimes Granny goes with the wagons, like there's like the Granny's wagons, they go to the market, so they go with big sacks and always distributing food to the cats. Sometimes the birds and the turtle birds are coming to eat it. Yes, and others, but there's a lot of grace is happening silently. And this is the resilience of the residents of the place. Yes, you're most invited, Janice, to come here. Yes, so there is this silent grace. And yesterday we just came from the promenade. It was a big dance, the greatest dance we have ever seen here, the greatest. It was not even related to any it just came like spontaneously from the heart. You could see the heart of people, because usually people go Independence Day or this happening, or people dance to that, but something like this from the heart, everything was like craved in the heart, in the hidden, that could not be expressed in those 2 years. Suddenly, like it's like a fountain of love. Wow, it was, and the rain came. It's amazing, just amazing. It's the poetry. It's the poetry of life. It is, and we are so happy to share it with you. And this kind of grace that people are coming and feed the kittens, and baby kittens are being born. And there's a kitten that some was dropped here, and another kitten is adopting the little one, and they're like playing all the time. Great. Can you hear now? Can you hear, Felipe? I hear. Yes? Yes. There's a sound coming. I hope you can hear all. So this is what we wish to share with you. This beautiful moment of the new year coming, the even point, yes, of autumn in this place, in Brazil or in the South Hemisphere. It's the opposite season, but it's a great moment, because you see, no human can calculate, plan, um, put the stars in, or the planets also, how do you say, planets and star in such a constellation, and it's not for men to calculate. Okay, we see. Yes, Felipe.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, yes.
It's just to share this impression, because we are used to um, follow the the Julian calendar. I don't know if it is the correct expression,
Yes.
but in these days, it um, things that come to me is that how great it is to have an experience of New Year following the nature, the rhythm of the nature, and also that these two countings of a new year that are in Rosh Hashanah and in the Pesach, uh, it makes uh, like even the both hemispheres, because it gives, in a way, it gives, uh, it mirrors uh, the very planet, and those are the moments that the hemispheres are even in light, and this is just uh, it's beautiful because it makes more sense to celebrate a new beginning, a new head, when we are balanced and in compass with nature.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, we are nature. We're not out of the nature, as we learned that there's a special separate entity as me. This is completely denial of who we are. By celebrating with nature, this is our true nature. We are nature. We're not out of it. We are nature. We are the birds. We are immigrating. We are those flowers. Yes, yes. Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. We would like to wish you a great season, great life, infinite life of happiness, and delightful heart. Thank you so much. we can meet you. We can have a meeting at Saturday the same time. We shall be glad. We shall be happy to meet you on Saturday at the same time. Wish you a great season and see you soon. Toda Shalom. And all the best from all of us.